Hello my friends, in today's episode on Greynificent, I will be showing you how to load and unload and use a Polish-made DRUH Medium Format film camera. It's a film camera, something similar to a Holga, as you see here, just it's about a similar size. Just it's a little bit smaller and it doesn't have a flash, and of course the lens extends in order to use it just like this. So it's a very simple medium format film camera, and the videos to the Holga will be linked down below if you are interested. So in order to load the film, we take this right hand side lever, push it up just like that. That opens up, releases the back doors, and as you already see inside, this is basically the shutter. Just like that. So how it works is a simple, very mechanism. When you open up the lens and it doesn't go any further, don't force anything of course, when you press the shutter release, it hits that lever. Just like that. And of course on the lens here, you got f8, that's the standard wide opening. You can set it to f16, which is just a little tiny hole like this. And with this lens, you can as well set from M to, I don't know, mechanical probably, but you could set it to B, that's bulb. That means you could make it stay open. Just like that. And technically, you could screw in an external shutter release into this hole over here, because this has a needle going through there. So when you screw in an external shutter release for longer exposures, it will still activate the shutter to open up the shutter. And of course, you look through here. The whole square is 6 by 6. The red lines are 6 by 4.5. I don't have it, but technically you should have a frame box here, 146 by 6, which would be basically this complete hole. I guess that will be perfectly 6 by 6. And you should have a cover for the frame to have a 6 by 4.5. So you could do the smaller size. If you don't got that, well, then you'll just have to take 6 by 6 photos. And before loading as well, here how the back door works. This circle, which you spin over here with this, you choose which frame numbers, which format you want to shoot your photos in, 6 by 6 or 4.5 by 6. That will open up the corresponding window. So like at 6 by 6, you will be reading, of course this is a test roll. When you get the frame numbers here, you see, you got in the center, you got 6 by 6 frame numbers, and up higher here, you got 6 by 4.5 frame numbers. And on the bottom here, you would have 6 by 9 frame numbers. But of course, this camera does only 6 by 6 for the largest. So now to load the camera, of course, you need your film and an empty spool, if your camera doesn't yet have one. The empty spool goes into this side over here. The empty spool goes onto this side over here. Of course, you need to put it in perfectly, otherwise it won't get in. And your film, just drop it into this side. And you take your film and you insert it into your pickup spool here slot, and you keep advancing until it comes out. You could stop right about there because you don't need the start, because you would be looking, close this, you will be looking through this window here to see your frame number. So you keep advancing, you got arrows, you probably don't see anything through the camera here because it's a very dark window. That's good on one hand because you won't have any light leaks. When you start getting some circles, then you get the number 1 in frame. And of course, this camera does not have a bright enough circle. See, it's a 1. We got that perfectly on. As you see, it's a very dark circle. You can't even see through it now. So it will be a little harder to see in the sun what's under there, but at least you won't get any light leaks. So when you loaded the film, you set it to frame number 1. You set your aperture you want, f8 or f16. You could use a sunny 16 roll, of course. Let's say we keep it at f8, mechanical shutter. So you aim and take a shot, just like that. And you advance to the next frame. And we got the next frame again. So you spin it 3/4 of a turn. So you grab like this. You change places with your fingers. Again. And a quarter more. And now we are on the 4th frame. So if your window is so dark you can't see at 6x6, you turn this 3/4 of a turn. So you could make a mark or whatever, but just start with your fingers here and turn it so this finger gets over here. So that's half a turn. And again, halfway, just like that. So that's a quarter. So we got 3/4 of a turn. And we are on frame 5. So that technique will help you advance your film if your window is too dark here. Photos. Of course, this is your flash sync port if you want to flash on here. And so when you get to the end of the frame that you took your last final shot, you just roll your film all the way to the back so it disappears completely from this view. And you will hear the pickup spool. Well, not the pickup spool. You will hear your original spool just loosely flying around. You can do a few more turns just in case, and then raise this back up, open up, and you got your film loaded here all the way to the back. And you start from the bottom to pick it up and take it out. Of course, as we see, the camera doesn't roll the film perfectly onto the spool, so a lot of carefulness is advised, because if it loads film this badly onto the spool, you will have major light leaks on the sides there. So it is advised that you might have, see, you would have major light leaks over here. So it is advised to be careful about that. Check your camera, how it loads, and for best images, it's best to unload this in a dark room. So that's how you load and unload a DRUH Polish-made medium format film camera. So thank you for watching, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, a subscribe would mean a lot to me. It shows me that I make helpful and interesting content. So thank you very much, my friends. Take care and see you in the next video.